going on, man?
What's happening there, Jack?
Oh, man. Sunshine and palm trees. Today I feel young. I feel invigorated.
You feel invigorated?
Invigorated, yeah. It's what happens when you drop the kids off at the in-laws. You get a new sense of youth. My balls found their elasticity all over again.
Did it? You're like a kid in Disneyland.
Don't stop. I don't want to talk about Disneyland. I'm in a good mood.
Good mood? Did you drop them off? When? Yesterday?
Yesterday. Yeah.
Really?
Oh my God. It's so quiet. I don't know what to do.
You and Amanda have the whole house to yourself.
The whole house. Yeah. Yeah. Not a room is safe.
Stuff? Like painting and
paint. No, we haven't done painting. We're thinking about doing some puzzles, but first we got to bless every room in the house.
Oh yeah.
So, including the garage.
Really?
Yeah, we get the power tools out.
Which rooms have you blessed so far? It's gonna kill you.
You think so? Nah.
Who knows? They don't even listen. Women don't listen to the show, so
yeah.
It's funny too. If they listen to this show, they would probably fucking make their men very happy.
Very, very. Actually, Amanda started listening to some episodes. That was interesting. Yeah. What about you? How you doing?
All right, man. I mean, just hanging in there. Went to a dinner last night. My girlfriend's sister invited us to. We were in Astoria, Queens. I don't really visit Queens that much.
Astoria?
I don't really visit Astoria at all, but I do like it. I mean, it's it's like a little city. It's like a less packed Lower Manhattan.
Yeah, that was our old stomping grounds.
Yeah, her and her girlfriend took me and my girlfriend out, and we went to an Italian restaurant. It was called Vite Vinosteria.
Sounds expensive.
I guess. I don't know. I didn't get to see the bill, so that was always a good part.
Oh, look at you.
I don't even ask twice anymore, man.
No,
like if someone goes, I got it. All right, that's it.
You get one.
You got it. Sure. I'm not gonna fight with you. But oh my God, I do recommend this spot. You go to a regular, you go to an Italian restaurant, you get the whole same menu type thing, but the food was authentic.
Good.
It was made with love. I got the squid ink with some shrimp mussel vongole, which is baby clams, and some calamari.
Nice.
Red sauce. I had some wine. Very good.
You're brave. I don't go out ordering seafood anymore.
No. Well, you don't order seafood at a diner, but at a restaurant you can order seafood. I don't understand.
Order Gordon's fish sticks.
Yeah. Gordon with a lowercase G.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was great. And then the espresso we had after was amazing. It was really good. The restaurant was good. I definitely recommend it if you're in Astoria, Queens. Vite Vinosteria, which I believe would be the guy's last name or whoever.
Yeah. What else you do over there?
But for every good thing, there's always a little turbulence, bad thing. Nothing that it was bad. I'm just, I'm out of that club life, and we did go get some after dinner drinks at this place. I won't mention it, but it was a little just too much for me. It was like a club. I'm in my 30s. Those days are over.
Oh, very much over. Wait, so you went to a club for drinks?
Yeah, just we had other friends that were meeting up with us, and their friends, mutual friends, and they didn't come out for the dinner portion, but they ended up meeting us there for drinks, and we had drinks. You walked in. I mean, out of all the places, this is the only place that had security, so I already knew that this was might be rough.
Oh yeah,
as in I guess so. And then on top of that, this kid comes up to us within 30 seconds of us walking in and getting our IDs checked. He's like, "Hey, you guys want to sit down? We got a bottle service." And I didn't know what they were talking about at first. So he comes over and I hear like, "Oh, he's got a table for 6." I said, "Yeah, no, we're not buying $300-$400 bottles, especially in Astoria. Vegas is one thing.
Yeah,
Astoria, Queens is another thing.
Yeah, I would never spend $400 on a $70 bottle.
There was 30 people tops. You could tell recently divorced on the left, never getting married on the right. And then in the middle, we're just, regular couples, just, I don't know, stringing along. But I sat down. I had fucking 6 subwoofers on top of my head. I think it shook every last brain cell I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, my shoulder blade is fucking killing me. I might have been fucking fist pumping. I don't even realize it.
Yeah, it's in your blood.
Yeah.
You just start fucking.
Yeah, no.
The girl turns around.
No, but I mean, like I said, it wasn't a miserable time. That's just not my scene. So it's more of a young crowd.
No, it's definitely used to be our scene, though.
Yeah, when we were 17 to 22, when I was promoting.
Right. So
people still promote. You believe that?
I mean, just because we stopped doing it doesn't mean the job went away.
No, I know, but I mean, I don't know. I look at it as it's gas money. Not. I mean, some people have made it a career, but it's not something that everyone can do. You don't go to school for that.
No, the promoters either turned into advertisers or still live at home with their moms.
Yeah. Yeah, man, go to the club. Dude, I'm 36 with 3 kids, and I have 4 christenings this month. All right, man.
Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be a good show. We got DJ whatever.
Yeah. We got DJ Turntables, man. He's gonna be there. It's a cover charge. Oh yeah, that was actually pretty good that they didn't have a cover charge, because it's 21 to get in. We're spending money drinking. Why would I have to pay a cover charge? But,
because on top of the super expensive bottle, you also have to pay for the privilege of drinking it at one of their luxurious tables.
Yes.
Around
the corner was a methadone clinic.
It was probably a lot cheaper.
And it's funny too, because we didn't get a bottle, but since the sister and her girlfriend did pay for dinner, I got 2 rounds. And obviously, yeah, it is expensive. I'm not worried about that part. We ordered 2 rounds of 4-round cycle drinks. The bill was like $58, $62. But the best part is you read under it and they automatically charge gratuity. And I was like, that's just, I don't know. That's just disgusting. I get it if we were
gratuity. You paid them to bring the drinks from the bar to your table?
my hand. Additional 12 inches. I paid, I think it was like $9.80 something cents for them to do that.
A lot of people pay good money for 12 inches.
But that's just weird. You shouldn't be having people fucking put gratuity on. I mean, you're a bartender. I usually tip $2 a drink anyway. So, but whatever.
What you should do is you should ask them how much it was going to cost at the end, with the gratuity included, and then have the option either get your lazy ass up and get it from the bar yourself or pay the gratuity.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that's a first for me. I didn't know when I got my thing that there's gonna be a gratuity attached to it. Like if we were at a fucking family of 12 sitting down at IHOP. Yeah.
No, I got my own little hang-ups on tipping waiters, because it's literally it's that and tattoo artists, the only people that feel like they can charge something and then expect extra on top of that. Like, I don't go to the doctor, pave to be seen by the doctor, and then on the way out just slip them a 50, like, oh, hey, appreciate you and that stethoscope. Really, you really put it in the work.
Well, I mean, it depends. You gotta understand, waiters and waitresses, I don't think they're making the minimum wage. They make like.
Why the fuck am I paying for that? Talk to your boss. You're going out
for services. You should pay for your services. I have no problem giving 20% tip after my. They're only making like $2-3 an hour. They work on tips. If they didn't work on tips and they made $30 an hour, that would be a different story.
Right. So I understand that. Now, in my opinion, if they wanted that money that we are offering, 20%, whatever, you should fight for that from your boss. That's how because that's what
doesn't work like that. That's how
you get paid, right? Your boss pays you.
Yeah, but he's not paying your boss an actual wage. It's not like, oh, we're going to give you $15 an hour to work here. It's you're going to make $4 or5 an hour because you're going to work.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I don't think they should work for $5.
Well, you're going out for services.
Yeah, whatever.
It pays out. But anyways, we have a special guest. We are going to mic them up. We are going to get them ready. And we'll be back. Jack, you ready for this one? Yeah,
I'm super ready.
All right,
excited.
This is the UnFollowVic podcast, and we'll be right back.
For more content and behind the scenes, visit us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at UnFollowVic. Enjoy the show.
Sagt upp Wolf not if not yet it's Sagla Sheps right. Du struck Gabbet and it's all nice mouth. I'm John Austin, the Pursued, your special guest today on the UnFollowVic podcast.
All right, and welcome back to UnFollowVic. On today's episode of the UnFollowVic podcast, we welcome a person whose unique talent is more of a superhuman ability. His ability to comprehend and speak backwards is not only a rare gift, but it's also an insane part of his life. He shares his gift on the streets, has been a contestant on America's Got Talent, and has created his own film called Almost Normal, where he sums up his life growing up in a world where he faces challenges only to figure out there were no closed gates to his open world. We welcome you today, backwards dude, Mr. John Austin. John, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Just
Doing
another
much better.
day, man. Palm trees and sunshine.
Doing much
There
better
you go.
after I got done with that introduction.
Yeah,
Whew.
I'm not
Glad
the
you
quite
got that out
of
of the
the
way.
reader.
yeah. That was usually my gig, but he wanted to give it a go today.
Yeah, I got to
Very
change it up.
nice.
Change it up once in a while.
So, what can I say backwards for you today?
Oh, we're gonna
we
ask
got a
for you
couple
to say a
things.
bunch of things.
Actually, I got a little
You
game
are.
later.
So
Maybe.
wait, are you going to record me and then play it backwards, or do you want me to play it backwards from my app here on the phone?
I mean, I have an app, and we did test it out. So when you play it, I can actually control all that.
Good. Okay, so I'm just
Hopefully.
going to let you take the controls on that.
I will. I'm gonna stir this ship right now. No, I'm kidding. All right. So you're born and
Yeah.
raised in Charlotte, North Carolina. Has
Yeah.
the city been more popular during the last year because of the pandemic?
Heck yeah, it's been a lot more popular. Everybody's moving here from where you are, where both of you guys are, from California and from New York. I mean, you can't get out on the freaking highway and even move. It
Jeez.
seems like, yeah.
Trust me,
Worse.
whatever's left in these cities can't afford to move out. So if you think it's bad for you,
Well, we're getting a rich segment of the people leaving you because they've made our real estate prices go way the heck up. I mean, you can't buy property in Charlotte to
But that's not
save
good,
your
then.
ass. Well, it's good and bad. So
yeah, I'm
Depends
sure
on how
whatever
you look
property
at
you
it.
own. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because out there, I mean, when you're buying a house, to my knowledge, I'm a city boy technically, but you get a good, decent sized property. No,
Yeah. I mean, like $300,000 will get you a very nice house, but it
Very
used to be $200,000 would get you a very nice house here in Charlotte, just 6-7 years ago.
Mhm.
Not the case anymore.
and the two garage combo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no. Yeah, out here, I think you're
I
paying
wish.
on average in the city. Like if you want a decent home, you're looking at between 650 to 800,000, and you got enough just to barbecue and maybe put 2 chairs out there.
And that is why everybody is moving from there to here. It's a good friend of mine lived in New York and had his own business up in New York for many years.
Yeah.
And he's like in his early 60s now. And he came down here and he has got several acres of property, not in Charlotte. It's in Weddington, which is east. I believe it's east of Charlotte.
Okay.
And it's kind of out in the country. But I mean, so many Northerners are moving to that area, and all of a sudden they've got all this land,
Yeah.
for what probably less than what you could buy a house for up in New York.
Oh, 1,000%. Probably
Yeah.
2 houses.
A lot of people are starting to for the first time, know what it feels like to just walk out of their house and take a piss.
Yeah.
Just right on there. Have that.
No sirens, no ambulance, and no dead bodies.
No noise.
No.
So,
oh man.
Yeah. So you grew up with a handful of siblings. I mean, I got 3 brothers of my own, but you were one of 5, correct? You had 3 brothers and a sister?
Yeah. All of them half siblings, and all of them 16 to 23 years older than me. So I didn't grow up with them, so to speak.
So yeah. But technically you were the youngest and all that. So
oh yeah, definitely the youngest by far. My dad was a World War II vet, and people are shocked to realize that my dad was born in 1923.
Yeah, he was 47 when he had you, correct?
Yeah, he was 47. And he had remarried to my mom. So these are all of my half siblings. They're his children and, my blood brothers and sister. Mm-hmm. But because my mom's not their mom, I'm their half brother.
Now, was that an issue? Wait, what were you going to say, Jack? Sorry.
I'm sorry. Because while we're on the topic of siblings, I'm just curious. Can any of your siblings or have they even attempted to do what you do and maybe got a little better than the average person at speaking backwards?
Oh, heck no.
They haven't even tried it?
We have none of that in our family. It's me.
Right.
It's rare. But like I'm saying, like I'm watching the film you have. I watched it through YouTube. I don't know if it's anywhere else. It's John Austin, Almost Normal. But you had such energy.
It was great, by the way.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Very good. And the editing was even better. I like some of those parts. But you had, like, kids usually have bursts of energy. You had buckets of energy. And I mean, your dad having you at 47, he got a little older. Did you age him 20 years too when you turned into your early teens? No.
See, I stayed, and even now, people would not put me anywhere near 51.
Yeah.
I usually get 35. Mm-hmm. But when I was
the beard.
It's got to be the beard. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
Well, and you're in
I
shape.
love this thing. You know why I have this damn thing? If I shave it, I look like I'm a fucking 12-year-old, this creepy 12-year-old. Yeah. That's why I gotta have it. So, it's, but I mean, in my 20s, I looked like I was in high school. And in fact, I went to a high school for a job interview one time in their media center. They were hiring someone in their video department. Mm-hmm. I walked in and they wanted to know where my hall pass was. So, I've had to deal with that. And in a way, it's a blessing. It's a curse. The older you get, something like that's a blessing. But when you're young, it's a freaking curse because it's like, I want to grow up already, I
want to hold a beer and take a picture.
Yeah, there you go.
But I
got carded up until I was in my early 40s.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but just like you said, you don't look nothing like your age. No. 37, 38. I mean,
at least, yeah.
You got the physique, the body. You seem not stressful, which is good.
Yeah.
Good looking guy. Yeah.
Jack had a beard and he accidentally cut the whole thing off.
Yeah. Not accidentally. I just always got to change it up. Actually, I'll tell you what it is. My wife and kids were starting to complain that it was too long, but they forgot how annoying it was when it was painfully rough to touch. So this is punishment for them. So they're gonna wish I had a beard.
I like that in his film. He says, "You want to know how a man shaves? They don't shave."
Exactly.
That's how a man shaves.
People love that. That part.
No, it was great.
Yeah. How was America's Got Talent? You were on there. You actually got to see Sofia Vergara up close. That would have been my favorite part.
I know, right? That was such a freaking treat to be on America's Got Talent.
What's the process for that?
Well, I was asked onto it. Yeah, I was asked onto it. And, people saw my YouTube channel are like, listen, we think you'd be a good fit for our show. And I love how the guy contacted me. He said, have you heard of us? We're America's Got Talent. We're this TV show. And I'm like, have I heard of you? Come on, seriously, and
gotta be humble.
Yeah, you got to be humble. So I'm like, of course I've heard of you. He's like, listen, we think we'd like to have you on. And I said, well, you're in luck. I was just on Germany's Got Talent. earlier this year, and I've got that video that I can
Nice.
send to your people. He's like, send it to us unedited, and we'll make a decision. And of course, they decided to have me on, and then COVID hit.
Right.
COVID hit right when they were ready to have me on. And they called me and they said, can you get on a plane tonight and get here? And I mean, this was a week before I was supposed to appear.
Wow.
And I said, yes. And so I told people at work, and they're like, go. And so I went. And
where was it? In LA?
You didn't put in your day.
Exactly. I was afraid they might say
where were they
something
filming
like that.
this at the time? What part of the States?
They were filming it up in Pasadena.
Oh, okay.
At a theater up there. Where I believe they film all of them.
Okay.
From what I have seen, it's always the same venue. And man, I was nervous. And
I can imagine.
I had already been on Germany's Got Talent and stood up in front of 1,400 people. And that's a small audience compared to what we would have here in the U.S. But still, that's a lot of people when you're not used to being on the stage. And so anyway, I was just as nervous, if not more nervous, with just Simon and them and no audience. There was no audience. And what was creepy about it was that I got there and they just had me sitting around all day, and it was like a ghost town because things were starting to shut down. And they literally sent most of their crew home while I was there, and I did not get to do my on-camera interview. There was no backstory, no nothing. I just went out on the stage and performed, and Simon was very friendly at first, very friendly to me. He said I looked like somebody that worked at MTV and wanted to know if I was related to anybody, and I said, well, no, and then the conversation started, and that's where it picks up in the edit on the TV show. And I sing the song, and of course you saw their reactions, how he flipped out. Sophia was amazed.
Yeah.
And they both had great things to say. And of course, Simon hated it. But in the end, he said, well, job well done and a thumbs up. But, you got two yeses and but
that's
job
the thing.
Well done.
Did Simon hate it because you said you were going to sing? And in his version of singing, because he's been on American Idol, he probably thought you were going to come out and do some actual like opera or
exactly
some auto-tune that they do these days. But you actually had a talent.
Yes.
Which I see it as a fucking superpower. But
oh, it is. It is a definite superpower. I see it that way too now. And I used not to, but I do now. The producers did not want me to tell him that that's what it was. They were very strict. They said, we want this to be a surprise. And it was a surprise to Howie and Sophia and to Simon, although he was aghast by it. If you look at his face, he's like, how dare you? Yeah. This is awful.
Yeah.
You told me you were going to sing, John, and you didn't sing. And it's like, okay, but the talent of being able to do this. And what they don't show you in the edit is Simon goes, yes, but what is the use of this? And I said, well, there have been other bands like Coldplay and a few independent bands that have sang their songs backwards and made a music video that way. Do you want to know what he said?
What?
He said, but they can sing in key. And then he just looked down and started ignoring me. I said, well, can I say something? And he said, of course. And not even looking at me and just looking down and doodling on his notepad. And I just told him, I said, I found out I was on the autism spectrum because of all this. And I think, if anything, I would like to take a stand for the autism spectrum. And I went on too long. And do you know the crew on America's Got Talent? They were the only ones sitting in the audience. They started laughing at me.
Really?
I was really disappointed in their crew, and disappointed in Simon for not engaging me in that conversation, because the minute I said that I found out that I was autistic because of this, I think everything should have come down. I think he should have said, really, what do you plan on doing with that? And then have the conversation there, not ignore me, And so I was disappointed in America's Got Talent and Simon for that.
Well, he is a dick from what I hear. So
yeah,
I think he's autistic too, but not like the
probably
autistic.
Yeah. But like I said, it's not
non-functional.
Like, listen, people have talents, and you can discover other people with the same unique talent. But yours is it can't be found. I mean, I know you did talk to a child, not a child. What is it? 9-year-old kid. He had the same ability, which was amazing too. But it's not something you see every day or every year.
It's not. No, it's really not. And I think what you're going to find, though, people like Dustin, that's his name. There's also Charlie Preston in the UK.
Really?
He can talk backwards, and he is 11 or 12, I think.
Okay.
And he is on the autism spectrum. Dustin, I'm not sure. They never had him diagnosed, so I don't want to say that he is, but his parents seem to feel that he's got some of those attributes, and probably so, something like that with talking backwards. And he's a wonderful, wonderful person, as is Charlie. I am blown away by these two boys.
Yeah.
How they can talk backwards, and they can do it better than I could when I was their age.
Exactly.
I didn't see any point in doing it when I was my age. I was playing with a tape recorder and taking, I don't know if you guys remember, cassettes and winding them back with a pencil or a pen
or a coin.
I would take the actual cassette apart, take the rolls and flip them,
reverse,
and then rewind it, and then it was backwards. So that's how
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, you can do that. And it sounds a little muffled because you're playing the backside of the tape, but you can still hear it.
Okay.
And that's how I taught myself to talk backwards
now,
in a different record.
Does this include your memory too? Like, are you memorizing some of it, or this is something you've actually learned, studied, and now you're like a professor?
It's both. It's both. And do you know, I have the suckiest short-term memory.
Really?
But I can remember things that happened years ago like it was yesterday. And people can't for the life of them. I'm talking like, when I was a small child, I can remember these things. And then I've got friends, like I think I've mentioned, most of my friends are a good 20 years younger than me. Something will jog my memory. I'm like, do you remember 3 or 4 years ago when we were at this place and we had this conversation? And be like, I don't remember even being there. What are you talking about? And
it's the pot. It's the pot.
Seriously. Yeah. You can't remember? You don't remember this? And they're like, no. And then one of them said, he's like, John, I think you just have a really good memory. And he kind of linked that to some of the rejection that I had to deal with as a kid is still fresh in my mind. And I had somebody contact me yesterday, a good friend of mine, and he said, hey, I just saw your film, and he's like, do you have hatred towards these people from your past? And I had to pause because, I know what the answer is. And my pausing said it all. And I just said, yes, I hate them.
And I'm glad you're honest.
I'm sorry, I hate them. I can remember it like it's yesterday. And my schools, my middle school, and I only went to high school for a year before my mom pulled me out, but they're right down the street. And I can't drive by them without being angry. I can't.
And that memory you had,
always a good motivation.
Well, you have. I think I don't know if I have this. I believe I have photographic memory, and I can remember stuff too because when I was in the military, everything that gets issued has an ID or a code. So, beginning of one of our deployments where we were in Korea, they gave us 2 keys that accessed all our tools. And I remember them giving me the keys and the serial number. And 9 months later, we gave them back. And the guy goes, you never gave me the key back. I said, yes, serial number 9876, whatever it is. And he goes, wow. He goes, all right, maybe you did give it to me back. But that might be, I don't know, that might be something unique we have in our brains that we can actually remember along with your other specialty. But that's just, it
could be.
That's common, but it does get you in trouble. It
does. It really does. You can remember a conversation you had with somebody and they don't want you to remember it and they want to change it. And they'll say that you're crazy and that you're making it up. And I'm like, I'm not making it up and I'm not crazy.
Sound like my better half.
Yeah.
That was good.
But yeah, so and you went to film school. Just like you, I didn't. Well, did you graduate high school or did you end up getting your GED, right?
GED.
Yeah, same here. And I never looked at college really, but you went to film school. Was that like your tech school you went to that you discovered?
Yeah. I didn't go to film school till I was 38.
38.
And
really?
I was 38. And I wound up getting into TV through a church TV ministry, and it just fell in my lap. I was a projectionist at a theater, as you know. You saw me there.
Right.
That's the theater I worked at when this all happened. And that's why that footage exists. I got into the TV department of a church, and all of a sudden I understood how to film shots and get pieces and put them together.
Yeah.
And, years later, I was able to, put it together in my film. But anyway, I told them that, in a new members class, they're like, hey, what are your gifts? What are your talents? We can always use people with gifts and talents. And I said, well, mine is audiovisual. I run the projectors at a movie theater. This dude just happened to be standing outside in the hallway. And he said, listen, I heard what you said, and we are looking for people to work in the TV department on camera. Would you be interested? And I said, sure. Well, that opened the door for my career. And then I got into editing. From there, I fell in love with the editing and worked for a small production company in Charlotte. They saw I had some talent. That didn't really go anywhere. Went for another small production company in Charlotte. That guy was dishonest and the business folded. And then I wound up in a corporate environment with the banks. They had professional editors and professional editing gear, and got that lead through a friend who worked up at the bank. And, it's just kind of like word of mouth. I just started getting around that equipment early and started learning how to do it. And then an opportunity came up with ESPN here in Charlotte.
Oh, really?
Enough people knew who I was. And they're like, give John a chance. We feel he knows what he's doing. And it's kind of the rest is history. But what I found was that doing that kind of work, sound bites and B-roll and things like that, it wasn't going anywhere. And the opportunities did not exist within Charlotte to go places with it.
Yeah.
Not like they did in New York or Los Angeles. So I started realizing that and did not want to leave. But as the years went on, I saw that my fate was going to be the same as a lot of the other people around me. And unless I took action, I wasn't going to go anywhere and could possibly be out of a career. I was having a hard time with my peers within my jobs. There was workplace harassment. There was toxicity. And older people
just
who had
miserable fucks, basically.
Miserable fucks that had never gone anywhere, and they were holding other people back.
Yeah.
And so I made the decision to leave that.
Oh, this guy has motivation. Let's stop it now.
Exactly. That's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. And when I became, I started not being very good at what I did. I started making a lot of mistakes because I was miserable.
Yeah.
And so they took that and they used that against me. And when that was the last straw, and I wasn't happy. So I left, went out to Los Angeles, went to school. It changed my life completely. And it did it in this way. I realized that going to film school and getting a degree was not going to make me a filmmaker. Yeah. What was going to make me a filmmaker were life experiences
and putting your hands on,
and hands on, and above all else, getting to know people. And I thought, okay, these are going to be some kids out of high school. I'll learn what I can, and then I'll catch up to people my age. Well, it didn't work that way. What wound up happening was I went out there, and all of a sudden they were kind of like, you're one of us, come and be with us. And I didn't expect that.
It wasn't a cult, right?
Nope, it wasn't a cult. They're just saying, you're like us, come be with us. And I got accepted by them. And, there was also rejection within those groups and whatnot. But above all else, I got to go to parties. I got to be a normal person. All the crap that was here in Charlotte got left behind.
Yeah.
Right.
And there was a new life, man. They were smoking weed like crazy. Yeah. And I was trying it too, and trying something new. And
what school is
this? Oh, dude, it's any school that's out there.
You're not wrong.
It's any school, any place you go out there, buddy, as you know. And so here we are piling in a car going up the 405 to Six Flags, where we would all go hang out and ride roller coasters and stuff. And then, go to parties and stuff in Hollywood. And all of a sudden I had a life.
Yeah.
And that is really the beginning of where the filmmaker John started coming out. John had friends. John was a normal guy. He's one of the cool kids, in fact. And
more experiences, more just the
experiences.
lifestyle, the ambience.
Yeah, absolutely. You go out there, as you know, it's different when you go out there. It is very different when you get there. People in the media out there and film think and do very differently than they do anywhere else. And the rules are different. And it was amazing to see that. Got my first job in Burbank, and I couldn't keep it because of a wreck that I had when I was 21.
Go figure.
I flew over the handlebars of my bike with no helmet on at 20 miles an hour, slammed into the pavement with my chin, no helmet on, remember?
Yeah.
And it threw me around like a rag dog. I should have been paralyzed, but it tore the labrums in both my shoulders.
Oof.
And tore the meniscuses in both my knees. Well, I didn't know how bad it was. I was young. And as I started getting older into my 30s, I started noticing problems, went to the doctor, and they said, oh, you're fine. You've got perfect range of motion, and we're not going to MRI. So I go off to film school. I'm in Los Angeles, and all of a sudden I'm in so much pain, I can't even work the console. And I realized I was going to have to move home, and I didn't want to. But moved home, hated every minute of it. A buddy of mine that I had gone to film school with that I didn't know real well out there. I had only met him once or twice and just knew that he was from the same area that I was. A little over a year later, he comes moving back, and Facebook recommends him as a friend. And I reached out to him. I said, hey, do you remember me? And he said, yeah. And I said, we should get together sometime. He's like, yeah, you're in Charlotte. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, I just moved back. I'm like, dude, let's get together. Well, through that, we wound up getting a job at a company and starting a film department in that company. I got some killer insurance, got my shoulder fixed. That's when I realized the left shoulder was fucked up and that both of my knees were fucked up. So the insurance paid to fix all of that. And so here I am 10 years later, ready to get back into the mix and made my film and everything. And it's kind of like, I'm ready now.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I love this story. I love this story because you're like,
prepared.
You know, in your mid 30s, your older ages, you're doing things that you're going to do so you don't regret. And here's me like, shit, I'm fucked, man. Do I start doing things now? I'm probably
Always. Yeah. Man, there was a guy at Los Angeles Film School. He had been a studio player for years. He was 50 years old and had gone to film school.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what you doing here? And he said, man, he's like, I want to start doing some of my own shit. Cool guy. I mean, this black dude with dreadlocks and just as cool and hip as.
Well, he probably had all the wisdom too. He just needed to learn the trade.
Definitely. And those kids loved him. Yeah. He was in a class behind me, so I didn't get to know him, but that guy was A-okay. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, nah, I didn't make a mistake coming out here at 38. You can do it whenever you want.
True. Well, I am thinking of like radio school or audio school to learn all it, but we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. Just play it by ear.
Yeah, exactly. So
no pun intended.
Yeah.
Get a rim shot.
Yeah, there you go, Jack. Jack has few words, but those words are deep. Anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. I love your shirt, by the way, Jack.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So getting into Almost Normal. Let me tell you first, you know, you watch it, that's one thing, but the creativity when you actually are doing things in reverse, video wise, but it's making a speech that is flowing forward it's kind of mind twisting a little bit. You know, that you are trying to like, you're dumping water on your car, but you're saying in reverse. So it's like the water's going back into the bucket, but you're talking forward and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Those were great shots.
So you did all that on your own, correct? That was all you, everything.
Every bit of it's me. The camera work, the editing, the lighting, the audio. Every bit of it. It took a year and 8 months.
Oh,
and
really?
Of course, it went into the pandemic.
Oh, yeah. So that probably slowed you down a little, or
it actually it didn't.
No,
it didn't slow me down at all. My job. I worked in the OPE, outdoor power equipment industry, and that's where our film department was. And because we are essential employees with yard equipment and whatnot, we didn't have to lose work. In fact, the marketing and video department, we were the only departments that were allowed in that building. Mm-hmm. It's a huge building. And there were only 5 of us in there for 2 or 3 months. And then there was 10 of us in there. And that was it. Ghost town. And everybody had to wear masks.
Yeah.
Those last shots in that antique store, I got lucky because they had been closed for a few months and they opened back up. Mm-hmm. And I went in there. I said, can I come in and finish what I started? I said, I've got a few more shots. And they said, sure, come on. He said, but we're going to be closed in 2 weeks permanently. So I got those shots by the skin of my teeth. And if you've seen the film, the antique shop is a very integral part to the story.
It's the beginning and the end.
It's the beginning and the end because it's got that player piano in there that kind of explains the musicality behind the whole thing.
Yeah, that's right. That was good. By the way, you still have that Honda because you had 200,181 miles when I seen it. And this interview is fake. I'm actually just the insurance guy trying to ask if you want to extend your warranty right now.
I do have that Honda. In fact, she's getting ready to have a new timing belt put on her tomorrow.
Hey, I'm telling you, and Hondas, Kias, Hyundais, you just do your timing belt, the oil changes, rotate the tires. You're going to have it forever.
Yeah, I mean, well, that car has had its suspension replaced a year ago.
Okay.
But it's good to go. It's all good to go.
Over 200,000, yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
John, I got to ask, did you ever think, or maybe you do know another language altogether, or?
Don't know another language, but I feel that I could learn it pretty good.
I think you'd be pretty well equipped. I think you're already pretty well equipped with learning new sounds, considering your talent. But I think it's definitely got to be a little lonely to be one of the few people that could do that. And there's really no one you can speak to and have a conversation with in the way that you do.
Right. That is true. Well, there is Charlie out in the UK and we'll send us I'll send him backwards videos. He'll send me one. I'm going to do a little video on him very soon. And he's quite an amazing kid, just like Dustin is. So, I mean, there is that. But I think I'm not sure if I made my point earlier. The people who are going to be able to talk backwards well are going to be the people who are children now. The kids that have grown up with this in their hands.
Yes.
They're going to be able to do that and more because of this technology.
They'll never understand dissecting a record tape.
Right.
Putting it back together in reverse.
Yeah.
No, they won't. And see, I think that they are missing that thing because you've got your hands on it.
Yep. Works.
And you are connected to it and you understand the physicality
motion
behind it because this thing's doing the same thing, but you can't put your hands on it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't see the wheels spinning and you don't get, over, under, kind of like a roll of toilet paper, right? With a reel of tape, that all goes together with forward or backward. Mm-hmm. It's complicated because, tape, you can turn it upside down, flip it on its side and all this stuff. And depending on what you do is going to depend on what you get, kind of like that piano roll that I flipped in the film. Some people get confused. They're like, well, if you do that, it's going to reverse the bass and the treble. And I'm like, no, not if you just turn it one way to where the information is playing from the end first. So you have to think. And that's why I have that going back to the film. That's why I have a player piano in that antique shop. What I'm saying is this is something I had to put my hands on as a child. And this is how my mind thinks, whether it is a computer or a physical roll of media, it doesn't matter.
Right. And you were between 5 and 6 when you requested that to the lady or the teacher. You were like, hey,
to the therapist.
Can we reverse this?
Can we reverse this? And, and like I said, it's a tall order for a kid, but what she's thinking, and she was probably right, is he's going to get this unraveled. He's going to tear it. It's paper. And she's probably right. I would have. That would have been my first time. And you don't want to do that to an old piano roll because you probably can't replace it.
Right.
So
So I wanted to ask you earlier when we were talking about America's Got Talent, because I didn't really understand what was going on. I watched the performance on YouTube, and like you said, 2 out of 3 judges liked it, but then there was no episode after that. Like they didn't continue on. Are they going to have you back on, or are they just going to?
No. They wanted to have me back on. They wanted to have me sing with a band, and they were going to find a band. And that would have been cool. That would be cool.
And you'd think that would be what the next performance would be in the show, right? They up the ante.
Exactly. The problem, and this is what I was told, because of COVID, they were not even sure they were going to have the show. They thought it was going to get canceled. They were really nervous about it. And I said, well, guys, just let me know. And they're like, okay, well, we've got to make decisions based on COVID. And they said, and because because of COVID, that had something to do with it, you won't be moving on to the next round. And
that doesn't make any sense.
It didn't make any sense. It really did not, because that is such an unusual talent.
And for them to reach out to you.
Yeah, for them to reach out to me and then not have me back and then say it was because of COVID, it just didn't make sense. But I think because they were wanting to do it with the band, there was no way to get a band together.
Okay.
Yeah. See, the logistics of it couldn't work because of the shutdown.
I don't know. I feel like if you can have an NBA game going, or if you can have other forms of TV. I'm sorry, I don't watch TV anymore, but it's a TV. It's a TV show, and to now, I don't know. I really wish that they would have you back on there. What do you think your next performance is going to be if you were allowed to go on and do the next? Like, what was your next song, or what was the next skill you?
Well, I was thinking if I went on America's Got Talent, we were looking at another Motown song, and
I thought you would have went with 2020 song WAP.
Yeah.
Pow.
Oh man, that would have been priceless.
Yeah, but see, there are only certain songs that you can manipulate, and they had a hard time. They said you have to go with an older song, and Motown is probably where you're going to have to go, because a newer song, you cannot manipulate it and broadcast it. And if you're singing it backwards, you're manipulating it. Right. And that didn't make sense to me either, because it's like in the end, it comes out forwards. But I think you're not allowed to perform it any other way than forwards.
Okay.
It's written into contracts. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
They must have heard of you.
But they must have. It's like John's
this
coming.
Guy John.
Yeah, 20 years ago, they wrote that in. It's like 30 years ago. Yeah, there's this guy that's going to come on and try to sing a song backwards. His name's John. Beware of him.
Right. I have an appropriate corny joke. What do you call a techno song in backwards?
Oh, boy.
A techno song in backwards.
A techno song backwards. A new techno song.
A new techno song?
It's literally corny and a backwards.
Jack, you got to go walk your dog or something?
Oh, you want me to leave? All right, bye.
No, I'm kidding.
Nice.
But
sorry, I got to get the dad jokes in.
Yeah. Well, I keep hitting on your film because I can't say I can place myself in your shoes, but I know how it is to have one of those teachers. Is Miss Stovak still around? Am I saying that?
I don't know if she's still around or not, but she was mean. She was one of the meanest people that my mom had ever met. My mom, even to this day, said that she just didn't want to fool with us.
Yeah. Which is weird because, all right, you're 5 or 6. You're a first grade teacher. She's not a fucking psychiatrist. Where does she come off? I mean, you're a 5 year 6-year-old. You're acting like a 5 and 6-year-old. That's what you do.
Well,
you do weird
according
shit.
to her, walking into the classroom and describing how a washing machine worked was crazy.
Yeah.
She literally told my mother that it was crazy and absolutely absurd. And I think what she meant was just the way I imitated it. I have this way, even today.
Yeah.
I will imitate people and I will imitate sounds my car make. I'll go into the mechanic. I'm like, this car's going.
Yeah, 98% of the people in the world do that.
I don't flail my arms around, but I'm sure as a kid, I was flailing my arms around and twisting my body. But there's nothing wrong with that for a 5 or a 6-year-old to do that. And, when my mom told me that, it was actually about 8 years ago, the first time she told me that story, I said, Mom, I was a child.
Exactly.
What are you talking about? What is wrong with a child getting excited about a sound that a washing machine made?
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't go around all excited about it now. I mean, because it's a washing machine. I'm a grown man. If I were doing that now, I'd either have to be a serious comedian to be taken seriously or just weird,
Or
Yeah.
one of the two.
Or just in your cardboard in the highway.
Exactly. They call it doing the twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now was John Evans like a mentor? He's the one who traditionally showed you how a projection room works.
Yep. Yeah, he sure was.
Is he still around?
He's around. He's very sick. He's not that old. He's only 69.
Oh,
but
really?
He's got
COPD,
and he's got an autoimmune disorder that's attacking his body and fusing his bones together so he can't breathe.
Jeez.
On top of the COPD. And so his lungs keep filling up with fluid and he can't get it out and he has to be on oxygen. It's a mess.
It's a mess.
And his wife just died about 3 months ago of COVID, and they didn't expect that. She was only 65.
Oh, wow.
And that just shook us. I mean, we weren't expecting it. So John's really had it. But if it were not for John, I would not be the person I am today.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've always been friends with older people, especially in the past. And, that's a relationship that has, wow. Because John, even when I started running projectors, he took me in. And it was the relationship. It's like the film school. It's not so much what you're there for. It's the relationship that counts. And if it had not been for John, I don't know what would have happened to me. I really don't. You're looking at a kid. I was left alone and not supported by my family. That's another thing. People look at this film and they say, did your family not support you? And I said, no, they didn't. And that's embarrassing, but it's true. But John did.
But they didn't understand, correct? Like your family didn't understand your ability. They didn't understand.
Well, no, they didn't understand my ability, but they thought that I was the dumbest thing, the stupidest thing, and just not capable of anything. And my brothers, they weren't really vested in me, and they just they grew up and went off and did their thing and raised their families.
Yeah, but and then you're told by a doctor you're pretty much as brilliant like Einstein.
Exactly, but that didn't come until almost 47. Yeah.
All right.
So I was, older, almost as old as my dad, when he had me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I thought. It's like, wow.
What a number, actually. Like, it's ironic.
Exactly, like this late in life, and around the same time my dad had me in his life, it's just like, okay, this is a new birth. This is, something new, because the doctor said, he's like, John, you need to stand up and you need to take your cape, because it's a superpower. You're a superhero. Mm-hmm. You were meant for this. And he said, man, you've had a hard time in your life, haven't you? And he said, but it's going to get better.
Exactly.
And he said, you are not disabled. He said, because of the wiring in your brain, we just have to get you thinking a different way. And you need some life skills and some goals set, and you're going to be fine.
And how does your brain work, actually? How
does it work?
Yeah, or
it's very visual. It's very audible. It's weird. Anything to immerse me in an experience. For example, when I moved into my first apartment, there was a big empty swimming pool, and I got on my rollerblades and skated in it. Went down into the deep end, and those old pools, how the deep ends slant and go all the way down.
Yeah, they slope down.
They slope down. What I did was I went down there and I just wanted to lay down on the slope and look up.
Right.
And it was at night, and I'm going to tell you what's the freakiest thing I've ever seen in my life. And so you can equate it to being on drugs without having to do drugs. I mean, just doing something like that, it's odd. And if you walk by and you see somebody doing it, you're like, what the heck's that person doing? But that's how my mind works. It's like, I want to see this perspective. I want to see what this is like. And people so many times have gone, why? Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, why not?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really an empty swimming pool. I mean, it's someplace that you never get to go because it's filled with water, and you get to enjoy that perspective. Yeah. So
now people skateboard in it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, the way your brain works and your perspective on things and how you are able to be so creative in how you see things, and with the microphone you have now and showing the world your ability, and it really is it's moving. It's very it makes me happy that there is somebody out there looking out for those that have been misunderstood for so long. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking out for them. And I kind of feel, it's weird. My buddy John Evans, he's 18 years older than me.
Okay.
And most of my friends are 18 years younger than me. And I see it as an opportunity to give back.
Yeah.
Because I didn't tell you the rest of the story. I had to move home to Charlotte, but I thought my life was over. I really did. I thought I had to come back to this hellhole where all this shit happened, and I'm fucking pissed. Yeah. And I mean, I was down here. This is the basement area of my mom's house, and I would like kick the walls and slam the door, broke a pane of glass. And I mean, I'm not a violent person, but when you take something like that from somebody, their independence and
freedom
and their freedom, I mean, you go crazy. Yeah. And I just about damn well did go crazy. And but once again, I started to work at a coffee house, and they all were young, and they said, do you go to church anywhere? I said, no. And they're like, why don't you come with us and meet our crew? And that's how I got plugged in to young people in Charlotte. All of a sudden, I was, working alongside them, helping with the tech stuff, helping set up things. And before you know it, we're out at the theme park here that's like Six Flags, riding one of the largest roller coasters in the world that just opened up. And we became roller coaster junkies and all that. And before I knew it, what I had in California followed me right back here.
Slowly coming back up. Yeah.
Do you think it's a generational thing? I have a feeling it's a generational thing, because my parents, like a lot of, other 60 to 70 year olds, I feel like they all have a very conservative way of thinking. And, kids are not meant to be heard. They're meant to, it's just a different way of raising kids. They just,
Do you feel that your parents did that to you?
Oh, me personally? Absolutely. Yeah. Weird. I was listening to your documentary, and now with what you were saying about how when you were your parents and everybody thought you were dumb and stupid and all these other things because for me, it was my report card and I just couldn't focus on things. And I don't know if I'm autistic. I don't know if I have ADD. I don't know what I have. I just know that I kind of had that growing up, and my parents were very conservative, and it wasn't nice. And so I feel for you.
You know what? I think you're right. I think your parents are like in their 60s now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I have a lot of friends who have parents that are like that. And you have to remember, my brothers are in their 60s, but they were the potheads of the 70s, my brothers. They're the weird ones. And so and the partiers, so they are different from your parents in a lot of ways. But what I have found from my friends, parents of 60 to 65 are incredibly they're like my dad was. See, my dad is old enough to be their dad. And so I'm thinking they're getting that from their parents, but it's switched. It's switched with millennials somehow. And it seemed like millennials just went out and got their own style. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of fell in with that because my whole family is baby boomer and millennial. Right. So when I was out west and with these kids, all of a sudden, we're all jamming to Led Zeppelin. Ooh. The stuff that my brothers listened to when I was growing up. And I'm like, wait a minute, I feel at home with these people. Why is that? And that's why.
Right.
So, I skipped a generation and just kind of wound up coming back,
Yeah.
Full circle.
Do you get recognized in the streets?
I've only had that happen 2 or 3 times.
Really?
But yes, that's happened. I'm kind of reclusive. I don't get out a whole lot. And of course, I've been on the radio more than I have on TV. Yeah. And so when people see me, it's because they saw it from a Facebook Live from the radio booth.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, you're John from Woody and Wilcox. And I'm like, yeah, it happened at Top Golf, this golf place that we have here in North Carolina. And also it happened, I was at a Zaxby's and somebody came up and said, are you John? And I said, yeah, that's a little strange to have people recognizing you like that. And I'm like, am I safe? I mean,
Does anyone come up to you and like, what you do is fake? Let me see it now.
Or I have not had that happen yet.
No, I don't think it would happen though.
I'm waiting for that to happen. I would love.
I can't wait. Yeah. Prove them wrong.
Oh my God. As long as I have this with me,
yeah,
I'm golden.
And your brain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget that.
Sometimes I feel like I leave it at home in a jar, but.
Yeah, that makes sense. But,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to actually do a little, we do have like a little game. I tried saying some things. I have it in reverse, and then we can see if you could say it forward. Which is that possible, or that's
see, the thing is, if you're trying to say it in reverse and you're not doing it right, then I don't know.
Yeah, that's hopefully I'm doing it right. I don't know.
Yeah, so go ahead and try it. I'll see if I can decipher it, and if I can't, you tell me what it is forwards, and then I'll tell you what it really is backwards.
Right. So let me see if you can hear this.
Las Vegas smoke wagon something.
You want to play it again?
Oh, that was good. Yeah, those first 4 words were correct.
Hold on.
Okay. Smoke, Las Vegas smoke wagon, and I can't get the last one.
Bourbon whiskey.
Bourbon whiskey. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. All right. That's
bourbon whiskey.
That was really good.
That's fucking insane.
That's really good. So when you said say stuff back, I thought you were going to say it without playing the recording.
Oh, no. I had to pre-record this.
Okay. Yeah, because if you're doing that, it's going to be easier.
I wouldn't have you on the show if I can do what you do.
Come on, John. We came prepared.
Well, no, some people think that like, I'll just say it backwards. I'm going to read it and that's it.
Oh, no.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't assume. All right. So yeah, that's a ding for that.
Yeah. Wow. That's nice.
All right. Okay. I'm going to play number 3. Let me double check. Here we go. This is short, but let's see. I can play it again.
Okay, normal. Okay, do it again.
Double check.
Music. Normal is lame, so be yourself.
Wow.
Nice.
Right on the head.
Wow. Normally I don't do it this well. It has to be the other way. You tell me it forwards and then I say it backwards. It's harder to translate it from backwards if you haven't heard it forwards.
I can only imagine. For you, yeah. Well, for me, I couldn't do anything.
I love that game.
Here we are pushing the envelope every episode.
Yeah, you are.
This one's a little UnFollowVic one. You ready?
Yeah. Save the horse, cowboy.
I'll play it again.
Yeah. Save horse, something, cowboy.
Save a horse, cowboy. Ride a cowboy.
Oh, save the horse, ride. Oh. Wait, play it again. Save the horse, ride a cowboy. Play it again.
I will.
Okay, I hear it now.
You hear
Save
it now?
The horse, ride a cowboy. Okay, yeah.
All right, this one, I think me and Jack came up with. It's. I'll give you a thing. It's a famous lyric. It's pretty long. Hopefully you get it. I'm sure you get it. Ready?
If you like peanuts. Okay, got the first part.
I'll play it again. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, go ahead. If you like peanut a lot, something into the rain. Into rain. So, do it again.
Famous song lyric. I'm going to give that to you.
Okay.
It sounded Albanian.
Caught in the rain. Caught in the rain.
Yep.
If you like peanuts, something caught in the rain. Now, I don't know what song that's from, but that I didn't get the middle part. I got the beginning.
If you like
and the
pina
end.
colada and getting caught in the rain.
And getting caught in if you like pina colada.
There
Oh
it is.
yeah, there you go. If you're caught in the rain.
That's
I love that
insane.
song.
That is
Love that song.
insane. This is gonna be the craziest person I'm probably ever gonna meet through Zoom.
The military should hire him, like, to just, you know how they used to have the code whisperers?
Space Force should send you to Mars.
That way, hey, maybe I can communicate with the aliens and all those UFOs that they're now.
You're going to
admitting are
Mars,
real.
John. Elon Musk is gonna.
Nice.
He's gonna be like AGT. Yeah, we're gonna send you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Two more.
Okay.
All right. This
Doing
one
great.
should be easy then, because if you get it, I thought the other ones were hard, so this one should be easy.
Oh, she's yeah, she's heesh.
That's one of my number one comments, requests.
Oh, really?
She sells seashells by the seashore.
Well, Jack came up with that one. He was Jack really thought about it for a month.
Yeah.
And the last one, I think our favorite one.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
There's no lizard or soul. Her shall shit yam.
My dishwasher. What?
Here we go.
Do it again.
There's no lizard or soul. Her shall shit yam.
My dish washer. And then also,
Mhm.
do it again.
There's no lizard or soul. Her shall shit yam.
My dishwasher also does laundry. Where did you get that?
My girlfriend does both, so I love you, Dom.
Oh, man.
No, I'm kidding. All right, yeah, that was good.
You
Fuck.
are the first ones who has ever
Really?
done this kind of a challenge.
Oh,
Yeah.
I figured you do this all day.
No.
The thing is, everyone already knows what you can do because that's mostly recorded. Now I want to see if we can just, turn up the heat a little bit and see. And you, by the way, all 6 correct. Congratulations.
That's insane.
Wow.
That is insane.
Yeah, that is. I'm actually impressed with myself. I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it.
Look, you're not going to expect these fan questions either.
It's only 3. No, yeah, so I posted some things on Instagram and I wanted, I told them who I was interviewing and I just randomly picked out 3. I'll start with the middle one. Has your talent ever gotten you out of trouble?
No.
No. Okay, so no one gives a fuck. Or you never got in trouble for them to. Yeah.
No, not really.
Okay. Do you ever wish you didn't have this ability?
At first, but when I found out that it was a gift, no, I'm definitely grateful that I have it.
Yeah.
As are we.
And last but not least, do you talk backwards during sex?
No.
No. Okay, good.
I don't know who made that one up. I don't know.
Fucking Vinny.
Right, I knew it.
But
damn it, Vinny.
yeah, I mean, this is it's just insane, your ability. I don't know, man. It's not
Well,
something.
you know, all these idiots, if you look on YouTube, like especially in the 80s, there was this idiot guy going around saying that the devil was speaking through these records when you played them backwards. And there was a whole following. He had a whole following, and it was all bullshit.
Well, yeah, I think I don't know who the idiot is, but I know there was some songs, some rock songs that had things backwards, and they said that's the devil speaking in tongues. But I mean, that's just an accent, correct?
No, there's no way. I mean, I've listened to those songs, including Led Zeppelin's "Stairway to Heaven." It doesn't say a damn thing.
Doesn't say
it's
a damn
gibberish.
thing. That's
No,
there
it's just,
you go.
It's just,
You're like
it's
a
just in the
Mythbuster.
English language backwards. I mean, it's, you know, no. These people, and I think of, you know, how many people they fooled and the kind of money they made doing it. Probably
Well, that's what it is. It's sometimes it's
that
not.
pisses me
it's
off.
a business.
Yeah, it is.
I
And
hate that
they're
too.
leading people astray and striking fear into people, and that really makes me mad.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Because if they're going to do it with that, what else are they going to do it with? Right?
you'll never know. Yeah, exactly. By the time you find out and all that, you're already damaged a lot of people in life, or however they take
That's
it.
true. Yeah.
So I don't know if Vic's ready, but we prepared a special surprise. Hopefully it's a surprise.
Did we?
Yeah,
Jack's
there it
final
is.
questions?
No. Right before we get to that, though. So we obviously knew that we were going to be having this interview with you, and I did a little digging into, and nature.com. We found some studies that would link your ability to impromptu speak backwards and even sing backwards to genetics. And they did a study on a family in Serbia. And I have the link for it, but there's definitely, if you're not Serbian or have any of that in your blood, or maybe you are, and this was the cheapest 21andMe you're ever going to get, and you have some distant family in Serbia, but there is a group of people all related that have your ability, and their names aren't mentioned in the article that I read, but there it is. We have a link for you that has all that information there and all the genes that you can look up. So
Would love to check that out.
Yeah. Science.
I was wondering where the hell you were going with this. I was like, what?
No, just in case he wants to know. Just in case you want to know, John. There's all the information there. I'll send it to you in an email.
Yeah, sweet.
Does Biden have the ability to talk backwards sometimes when he's mumbling?
He sounds like it. Anyways, has it helped you understand anything he says?
No,
not even there. Fuck.
No.
Jack, ready?
Yeah,
John, we're gonna do Jack's final questions. Nothing crazy,
Okay.
but
All right, John, we have a couple of rapid fire questions that we would like you to answer. First, if you could live in a movie for a week, what movie would it be?
Dang, you would have to ask that question.
do you want us to say it backwards?
No, there's so many freaking good movies that I've seen.
First one that came to your mind. It could be a porn. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
No, it's not a porn. I'm gonna have to say, dang, it's Star Wars, because I fell in love with that movie as a kid. Yeah.
Nice. All
there you
right.
go.
Cool. Question number 2. What is your worst habit?
My worst habit: talking to myself.
Really? Well, they say as long as you don't answer yourself, you're okay.
Have I answered myself? No, I haven't.
There you go. You're fine.
Yeah, I talk to
You gotta
myself.
talk to yourself once
talk
in a
to
while. I slap myself.
Oh no, I do it all the time, and it catches people off. I'll even do it around people, and they don't know. A funny thing, I saw this lady in the supermarket, and she was doing it, And I thought, I relate. And I'm not saying anything to her because she doesn't know that she's doing it. Money, because a lot of times when people have come up to me, I'm like, holy shit, I didn't know I was doing that. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, question number 3, what is your guilty pleasure?
Oh, good Lord. My guilty pleasure is listening to certain types of classical music backwards.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Interesting.
Question.
We won't get that answer again, but that was good.
Yeah, that.
No, you won't. I'd be the only person that you ever found at the gym that had a backwards symphony playing.
You are
on
the
his
most
iPod.
interested man in the world. I hope you know that. They should take that
I
guy
appreciate
out
it.
of Dos Equis, get him the fuck out of that commercial, and put you in there.
Oh, yeah.
This is amazing.
I definitely belong
This
in a
is
commercial.
such a great chance to meet you, Jack. Continue.
So if you could have dinner with one person, living or dead, who would it be?
I would have dinner with my great grandfather.
Mom's side or dad's
Good
side?
answer.
Dad's side.
Same here, actually.
Yeah.
All right. So
This
the
is
fifth question.
This is the money question.
What? Yeah, this is. Yeah. What fast food restaurant are you eating at, and what are you getting?
Bojangles.
Bojangles.
Man, I get their spicy chicken.
I don't think I've ever
So-
been to a Bojangle.
It's because you haven't been to an airport lately.
Cajun chicken, yeah. Well, I don't think they have them where you are. I mean, that's
and
kind
you
of,
have Waffle Houses by you, correct?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but that's my favorite. I mean, I will drive 9
God,
hours
I
just to
love
have
Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Oh, I love Waffle House. Their cheesesteak.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything.
Oh.
They got their waffles,
Their
everything.
hashes.
I don't care what kind of a dive it is. I'll go in there.
And their coffee.
I'll-
I don't know if you're a coffee
Yeah.
drinker, but I think their
Yeah, I have
coffee
big
is
time coffee
exhilarating.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. What is your biggest regret that you can change?
My biggest regret is not going forth and becoming the artist and the filmmaker that I've always known that I am when I was younger. And people hold me back. And that's something that I definitely can change, and I am changing.
Oh, you can. Okay. So that's
I
because
can
at first.
change it.
Okay. I like that.
You said the one that I can change, right?
Yes, can.
Yeah, I can. And I can change that. And that is changing.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the biggest regret that you cannot change?
I think the biggest regret is not going to college when I should have, when I was college age. I think it would have made a big difference.
I
It
hope
would
I
have made a
don't
big
regret
difference
that.
because, see, here's the thing. When you're autistic like me, and you got to remember, I didn't know I was autistic. What we like to do is hide. So when you saw me in that projection booth in my film, and I was a young guy, I was hiding.
Mhm.
I was hiding from people my age. I've never liked people my age. I just don't like
Right.
them. I'm sorry. And I always wanted that to be different, but I'm not sure if going and doing that at that point in time would have made things better because I had the wrong mindset. But so I wish, yeah, that's my regret. I wish that I could have had a different mindset. I would have been able to go further in life, had I not
Yeah.
been like that,
Right.
I mean, I think you're doing well for yourself, though.
starting to, better late than never.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. All right. And your last question. What is your biggest pet peeve?
Slurping sounds that people make with their mouths.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
I slurp spaghetti and I
That's
get yelled
good.
at all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had to eat a spaghetti with a spoon up until like 3 years ago. Okay.
Are you serious?
I can't eat salad without slurping. I make noises with everything. I eat with my mouth open. I'm a disgusting eater. I don't go out anymore.
My buddy who I worked with, for a few years, I could kill him anytime he drank coffee. And he just has this signature
12
way
gauge or
of drinking
6?
coffee. I just want to smack him. And my mother, I live with my mom, and she's got a partial dental plate, and it causes her to make this sucking, grinding sound. It sounds like something's falling apart inside her mouth and like sand. And I want to yell up, and I want to get up and scream at her.
It irks your ears.
I mean, it's like I can't. That's not right.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. I love it. No, you got to understand. Like for me, that's like. That's every meal someone's making a comment, and it's usually my wife. And
that's funny.
It's always the wives.
It's it's a common one. Put it that way. It's a very common one, and it's a common problem I have. So it's
got you.
Yeah. So before we go, is there anything you would like to plug? How can someone reach you, get to know you, find out all your stuff? I mean, YouTube is where I found everything. I went down a rabbit hole and I came across John Austin Backwards Dude.
Yeah, that's where you can find me on YouTube. I don't have a website yet because I'm not sure what to make the website because, as this develops, it won't be just talking backwards. That'll just be part of it.
Yeah.
But you can find me on YouTube as John the Backwards Dude. And that recently changed. It had been Backwards Dude, and it was BACKWORDS.
Okay.
That's what I called it when I first started. Yeah. But see, nobody can find that because it's backwards spelled incorrectly.
Yeah.
So I just simply changed it to John the Backwards Dude, and anybody can find me that way. I'm on Facebook that way. I'm on Instagram as John the Backwards Dude, and you can also email me at johnthebackwardsdude@gmail.com.
Oh, there you go.
And
I couldn't find your
listeners,
email. But, yeah.
for the listeners, even if you don't remember his name, but right after this, you want to, all you have to do is type in "speaking backwards" into Google, and that's all. John Austin. That's all that comes up. All of his everything.
That's true.
What else you have planned for today, John?
He's only him.
How about 1 million subscribers on my YouTube channel? Because people get on there and they're like, dude, how do you not have 1 million subscribers? Dude, this is underrated.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I know. That's why I'm not posting as much these days. But there are a lot of fun videos up there. And I'm still doing videos every once in a while. I'm getting ready to do one today.
That's good.
Some kid who got his feelings hurt because I didn't respond to his request. I'm like, dang it, I got to do it,
Do it, but try not to pay too much mind.
Man. Those requests are never going to stop. Don't start feeling bad now.
They won't. Well, we'll see. That's why I don't do them that much, but every once in a while I'll see one. I'm like, okay, this person deserves to have it, because the way they reached out.
Sounds good.
Also, I mean, listen, you got to keep doing what you're doing. I like for me, looking at Into You, I don't even know how you don't have 1 million, 2, 3 million plus. Like, I just don't get it. But like I said, it's going to hit and it's going to go viral, hopefully in time soon. So
it will. Well, my film is in about 6 different film festivals. It's been submitted. So I'm hoping that at least 2 or 3 of them would pick it up, but if more, because people love that film.
And it's a beautiful film. I've seen garbage come out of those film festivals. So if that doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, if that garbage can win, yours can win fucking easy day.
That's what I was thinking. And I'm hoping.
I'm glad we all agree.
Yeah, I'm glad that you guys agree too.
Well, like I said, the world is coming back together, and hopefully, that'll be it. And I mean, if we're ever in Charlotte or you ever in New York, Cali, give us a hit up. We'll see you. Jack, any last words?
I just want to thank you for everything that you do. And I want you to know that it is very important that you keep fighting, keep being hungry, and keep growing. Just like the rest of us, man. Don't give up. We won't. We'll all be there for each other, all right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's great to meet you guys. I've enjoyed this.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah.
Maybe
I really
we'll have
enjoyed meeting
2.
you. I didn't know what to expect, and when you were messaging me, I thought this guy seems like he's pretty cool. I'm
glad. Yeah.
Now he has a totally different opinion.
No, you're good guys. You're good guys.
Well, that's what it is.
I appreciate it. You're awesome, man.
You're hip. Yeah, you're cool.
But like I said, thank you for being on the show. We're gonna walk John out, but the things you do, and we didn't really touch up on a lot of stuff. Hopefully there might be a part 2 in the future. Maybe we'll update ourselves, our fans, our listeners. But I thank you for taking your time out and coming on the show. So we're gonna walk John out and we'll be right back. And we're back. I mean,
What's going on?
it's crazy.
Dude, good show.
He is the most interesting man in the world, I think.
He threw me for a loop.
Yeah, I mean, and
then
then
backwards loop.
yeah, and then the fact he goes that he never had someone actually have it reversed already, so he can say it forward. We kind of played a mind trick.
Yeah,
But he executed. He needed 1 or 2 times, but
he crushed it, dude.
crushed it.
No, it was a good interview. I really enjoyed. I enjoyed this this conversation that we had today. That was definitely awesome, and I respect that man. He's got. I know he's just getting his momentum, but it's good stuff.
Like you said, better late than never, and I'm glad he got to use his superpower. I'm sure he brings smiles and laughters and holy shit moments to people.
Yeah.
How's that? What do you got there?
A little hot pocket.
3 cheeses?
No, ham and cheese, classic, bro.
Ham and cheese. I like the pepperoni, to believe it or not.
Nah.
I find it pretty good. And it's crazy. You always warm up a Hot Pocket, and it's almost like putting your hand in fire when it comes to eating it, because you're like, don't burn me, but I need this bite, and I need a good bite.
And no matter what, the first one's always going to burn.
Yep, it's always going to burn. But this was UnFollowVic Podcast. Jack, like always, any last words?
I want to thank everybody for listening and staying tuned. And I'll see you guys later, man.
Yeah. Victor, any last... Oh, no. I'm joking. I love you. Yeah, this was UnFollowVic. Another interview down. This one was definitely something that you're not going to get
Nowhere else.
But yeah, thanks for listening. UnFollowVic, Instagram, Facebook. We are on YouTube, which we struggle on YouTube. Show us love. And we'll check you in on to the next episode. Peace.
Later.